Hello and welcome to this Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition character creation video. This is just a short video, guys, to give you some pointers now that you start out your Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition life. So let's get right to it, guys. In Planescape Torment you play an eternal man without memory. So if you die you will reawaken in the mortuary. This game is based on Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, but your character works a bit differently to the norm. Basically, you start out with 9 in all your character attributes, and you have 21 points to distribute as you want among them. Now, in Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition, each time you level up, you will gain another point to place in your attributes, so you will get stronger as you go along. There are also other ways in which you can get additional attribute points. So, for instance, tattoos, having certain companions, and choosing certain class things will also give you additional attributes. But that means that your initial placement of attribute points is less important in a way, but you will want to focus on things that will give you the most options in the game. And without a doubt, wisdom is the one that gives you the most benefit in the game, because this is a game where dialogue is very important, and the more wisdom you have, the more dialogue options you get. So I would go ahead and put 18 in that straight away. That's the maximum. Next up, I would say intelligence and charisma are the second most important ones. Intelligence more so than charisma, and so you could go sort of 13 here or something, with above average intelligence and 13 charisma. But I would actually go so far as to say you should max out your intelligence here as well to 17 and charisma 13. Now later on, dexterity will become important, as well as constitution. Constitution will give you more hit points, but it will give you more hit points retroactively as well. So as soon as you raise this by 1 point, for instance when you gain a level, you will gain the full benefit of the raise as if it was from level 1 or from the beginning. Now dexterity will be important because you will find that your hero, the nameless one, can't really wear any armor. He can wear some magical items that gives him better armor class, but dexterity is a good way to get him to be harder to hit. Strength can be important if you choose to go fighter, but it's not the end of the world, and especially in the beginning it's not that important. So yeah, for your first playthrough I would go for these stats: Wisdom 18, Intelligence 17 and Charisma 13, and then you can fiddle around in your other playthroughs if you so choose. Here we are in the mortuary. We are meeting Morte, the floating skull, and basically at this point in time you are a fighter, and so every game starts you out as a fighter, but as far as classes go, you can later on select to switch to thief or mage. Or you can switch back from one of them to fighter. Now you're not dual classed, so whatever class you have is the only class abilities you have access to. And in this game, rogues or thieves are quite underperforming, so I would recommend you go either fighter or mage. Now for your first playthrough I would recommend fighter. Just because you will end up in combat, and it's hard, maybe harder as a mage, because you have far less hit points. So that's what I would go for. I would go for fighter. So there's one last thing I want to say about your character creation or your character abilities, and that is what weapons to go for. Now in this game, in Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition, the most common good weapons is fist weapons, axes and edged weapons, so I would put my proficiency points in those. Now if you're a mage, I think you you have to go for edged weapons because that's the only thing you can use, but that should be fine. Now when I play as a fighter I normally end up with fist weapons, as they are really good. And just as a side note, there are no ranged weapons available in this game, so if you want to be ranged you should go mage.
Alright.
So to summarize, for your character creation in Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition, I would go for a high wisdom, a high intelligence and a somewhat high charisma. I would go for playing a fighter, and I would use fist weapons, edged weapons and axes for my first playthrough anyway. And remember guys, you can get ability increases in a number of ways, including leveling up, getting tattoos, and also via other choices you make in the game. So yeah, go out there and enjoy Sigil, and hopefully I'll be back with another video of how to get started already tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. But for now guys, I will see you later. Bye bye!